found myself in bed, locked in position, energized as the trauma in my body was instantly released. That changed my life. And I don't mean it changed my life immediately. It changed my life in the idea that there's something more than what I was doing. And I ended up, that event, by the way, the trauma release event, also brought in a soul walk-in or an aspect of a walk-in into my field, which I had no clue at the time. Simply stated, the tunnel opened, I didn't go to the other side, they came over to me, and they began changing my life. Right? Yeah, a little
Wow.
different.
The
Um,
tunnel opened. I didn't go to them. They came to me. Does everybody that's an amazing paradigm shift right there. Can I ask you real quick, Ken? You had a brain tumor. So
mhm.
what happened from this walk-in experience with that? Where did your health go? What was going on there?
So I didn't get, some people when they have these near deaths have amazing things happen. They'll be healed instantly, right? Or they'll have these epiphanies, these conversations, all of these things. None of those things happened for me. In fact, the only thing that happened is I woke up the next day peaceful, wondering what just took place. The brain tumor, I still had to get operated on, right? And it came back as a cortisol tumor wrapped in a cortisol cyst, which I represent as the previous business. That much stress in my life.
Wow. Wow.
But no, I still had to do all of my own work, but it became really, really easy. The walk-in that came in, I had no awareness of it for a couple years. But imagine someone behind you whispering, saying, "Hey, Google this, go buy that book, go read this thing, turn off the news, go detox, go to a psychic." This is what was happening behind the scenes, and I had no idea. There wasn't a voice in my head or anything. But what happened is that walk-in prepared me for what happened later, where 13 more walk-ins came in on April 1st. Then, on December 12th, 2023, so it was 2 years ago roughly, I had the higher self come into the body, changed my life completely, meaning ended up asking for a divorce 3 weeks later. Beautiful marriage, beautiful house, beautiful stuff. Ended up in Mexico for 6 months, where 9 more came in. Then they all merged into the physical structure through a Cambo and Bufo in July of last year.
Hmm.
So more and more happens. At that point, there were 22 soul aspects in my field, merged into the physical structure. And then over the past 12 months, they continue to raise my vibration, and they've kind of merged me with this omni stream of divine consciousness. So I'm what you would call a collective in an embodied form. I'm still Ken, I'm still the guy next door, right? But I have access at all times to this divine stream of energy and consciousness, which allows me or allows them to bring in those high frequencies through this human vessel, which, I've been told I'm like a lightning bolt. I come in and
Hmm.
I zap those distortions out, instantly shifting the body, the mental, the emotional, turning on your gifts rapidly, those type of things. So, yeah, my journey never seems to stop. In February, they pulled all. I woke up. I couldn't animate my body. Can you imagine yourself as a puppet, and your emotional, mental, astral fields are strings to your body? Well, they kind of cut those, if you will. I was
Hmm.
void of emotion, which was the strangest thing. I'm a guy. I'm good with no emotions, right? But this was a whole nother level, and I woke up as they were pulling all of my energy bodies out and replacing them with what I call high voltage or drier voltage, if you want to look at it like that, which allowed me to again push more energy through the physical vessel, allow me to show up for those high frequencies. For those individuals, like we mentioned earlier, certain people say, "Hey, I can't activate me, but he can." Well, it's these high frequencies that do that. It's the intensity of what flows through the body.
Yeah, I find that to be amazing, the up leveling you've been getting. And as I was sharing with the pre-show folks, we had people that were just commenting on some of the YouTube videos that we had posted from our last show. And this one person wrote in and she said something like, I'm a sixth level Lyran, starseed being, and I've got all this, sort of like, higher vibrational encoding. And the only person from your show that their energy actually I can feel up leveling me is Ken. And she's like, I love everybody on the show. But when I hear Ken, it's like, boom. And so we've had that a lot, and it's pretty fun. Now, if people are going through, let's say, a really low vibration right now, they're not like some 6 level Lyran starseed or whatever, and they're just in like, hey, I'm dealing with the muck, Ken. What will they receive maybe from today, or maybe from just kind of your energy and what you've been sharing with the world?
Well, let me kind of explain what I call the mechanical way that this
Yeah.
happens. So everyone has a spirit team. We also have off-planet teams. We have many, many teams. And these teams need you to receive. Now, when we talk about individuals at those high frequencies, they're already connected to their team. But they still need a human to activate them. So it doesn't matter where you're at. Your team is saying, hey, we need to give Sally some codes for the liver, some codes for the third eye, some emotional codes, activation, memories, whatever you need. But they have to do it through a human. So what happens is your team works through the divine. And the divine takes those codes, maybe it's your spleen or your liver as an example for healing, takes those codes and they up frequency it to this divine, well, again, just to overuse the word, the divine frequency. Those codes are brought down through the hollow bone and delivered to you. So what's really interesting is, though, even though today we're going to do this little special thing in the end, and I'm going to call out what I'm doing, I can guarantee you that people in the room, one, they're already receiving as we sit here. They're already feeling the tingles in their body, right? But they're going to get exactly what their team needs them to have, regardless of what I'm saying they're going to get. Mechanically, you're receiving just by being here, period, no matter what comes out of my center pillar here.
Yeah, what a lot of people don't realize is that, shapes, frequencies, voice, light, all of that can activate us. So just hearing Ken talk, like whatever your voice is coming through this vessel of your body that is changing. So we're receiving that. What does this do to, let's say, lower vibrational thought forms or trauma stored in the body? Is there an effect when people start hearing you or hearing some of the activations that you're doing?
Yeah, so think of things that don't serve you as interference, energetic interference or
Okay.
energetic distortions. You could say static on the TV or static on the radio, but static in your field, right? Lower frequency. So anything that's lower than where you normally operate at, right, needs to be shifted in order to bring your frequency up. As your frequency rises, your gifts come online, your body heals, and so on and so forth. So as the codes come in, you can look at this, the word codes, you could look at it as a software program working on a software program, just to
Yeah.
go down that rabbit hole for just a moment, right? These are programs. And it's consciousness talking to consciousness that says, hey, the condition in your liver, I say, the condition, well, you need to leave, and here's the way out. So these programs give that energy an exit. The energy wants to leave. It doesn't want to stay in you, but it doesn't know how to get out of your field. These programs give it the way out.
Did you notice changes in your physical body or just kind of in how you were dealing with life as a human once these energies started coming in? Because a lot of people ask, like, well, what is this doing to Ken? Like, what is happening to
Yeah.
Ken? And a
Well,
lot of people say he looks different every time he comes on, or it looks like he's growing younger. There's a lot of people kind of following your evolution and kind of what's changing in you. So I want to hear from you first. What's going on?
well, first of all, I think Zoom has a great old man filter they keep improving on. That's my best guess. But there are really two sides to this. When I started healing the body, I had all the metal in my mouth removed. Right, when I got that, going through the heavy metal detox, had all them removed, and I could start feeling crystals. And shortly after that, I would feel this low vibration in my body. I'm like, well, that's weird. Like, I didn't know if I had to go to the doctor or not. I could feel it in my feet and my toes. But over the past 5 years, it's become a normal, every moment occurrence. So as they up-level my frequencies that gets delivered, every cell in my body vibrates higher and faster. This basically means as I'm sitting here right now, my face is slightly numb. My body is slightly numb. But it's what I call a delicious numb. It's a delicious frequency. I'll lay in bed and just sit there and feel this energy, and it does become intense. For me, on the other side of the coin, everything that I deliver to every client contains everything except stuff for me. So let me explain. I'm what is called a hollow bone. All right, so imagine these codes coming down for you through the center pillar, through the hollow bone, out the throat. What this hollow bone does is it prevents me, Ken, at any level of Ken, from intercepting, interfering, or manipulating with any codes. By them not including anything for me, there's no reason for any part of me to ever want to touch that. So I have to go to healers as well. And again, there's only one actually that I'm aware of currently that are able to assist me. So no, I still have to do the work, right? I don't get the delicious benefits of what's coming out through the body.
Okay. Well, we're going to get it. I guess
Yeah.
we're the lucky ones, right? So that is awesome. So what I want to do, everyone, I want to ask Ken a little bit about kind of Earth's journey and what's happening to humanity, because he's got a bit of a front row seat from this Omni collective stream as to kind of where we are and what's going on. But then I want to get to your questions. So go ahead, raise your hand, go ahead, type them in. And Ken, to get to that point, like, how does all this fit within our human evolution? And what do you see maybe coming for people who are here today and really getting into this self actualization journey? But not necessarily the heavy slogging. I mean, really getting into this higher frequency stream that's coming into
Hmm.
Earth and really being able to absorb it. What do you see happening
Well,
individually and
so
collectively?
yeah. So how about if we just let them pop in here and kind of answer the question a little
Oh,
bit, right?
yes,
So,
sir.
as you're all aware, you're all feeling at this very moment, whether you're conscious of it or not, the humanity, the human, is shifting and shifting into its next evolution. The next evolution includes connection with star beings. It includes connection with the divine. To get to these points, the human has to change. The human has to rise up to meet its own galactic self and to move away from the idea of being imprisoned on a planet. And we use the word imprisoned not in a negative context, just the idea that you can't escape this planet unless you're on a spaceship. That's the idea of that. We're simply saying that the human needs to evolve in order to mingle with the other galactic races. What does it mean to evolve? This means to move from the carbon base to the crystalline base. This means to reclaim what the human has had before. And we mean the superhuman abilities, and that's just a general term to say that every one of you have gifts beyond what's written in books, gifts beyond the awareness and understanding, and every gift you have is unique. These gifts come online when the frequency of the collective, the frequency of the human, the frequency of you continue to rise. You are all being dragged along, kicking and screaming, and some of them are running towards the light, if you will, and we say this in humor, in the idea that you're all evolving, period. Now you can step into this process and run towards the evolvement like you're doing right now this very second. You are getting ready and you are already receiving codes to remove those distortions, to bring in those higher frequencies, to continue to build and build and build upon the beautiful foundation you have right now. We're simply saying now is the time for you to witness in person an evolution of a species and to be that species that evolving. This will go down in your own history books, your own soul history books, as one of the most monumental experiences you have ever had. Okay, that was them.
Wow. Wow.
And I have no idea what I said.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously.
Oh man, I love it. Well, what's really cool is that as we receive this, we're going to start to up level our conscious. We're going to start to get more and more clarity. And I think also as we work through some callers today, we're going to give people a lot of frequency shifting. And I think even the people listening in out in the World Wide Web are going to get it. So here's what I want to do. Let's take a couple callers, and I always hold the space that what we do with one caller is going to have an impact for everyone in some way, shape, or form. Is that true, Ken, or does it only work for that person that's kind
It
of
does
listening in?
not only work for that person. So just because someone says, hey, can you look at this or can you do that, on the physical structure or the activations, everybody's receiving.
Yeah.
Your team is taking every single second of opportunity to deliver to you, no matter who I'm having a conversation with.
So can I ask you about that? Because you just said our team. Now, a lot of people may think, well, it's Ken that has a team. You're saying we all have a team. Explain a
Yeah.
little bit about that. And I want everyone to kind of lean into this feeling that you have a team maybe that's waiting for something like this, or just the opportunity of your openness to something like this to do work on you as well. So you're not alone. And Ken, explain a little bit
Yeah.
about that.
So we have a team when we're here at birth, right? You may call these your brothers, your sisters, your family, but we're talking the spiritual team, right?
Mhm.
Uncles, people who have passed away. They guide you, and they're there from birth to death. But we also have other teams. We have teams about our own mission. For instance, you may wake up one day and find, wow, gosh, I'm an Octarian. And your Octarian or your off-planet team says, we need to get Sally those
Mm.
codes to wake her up so she
Mhm.
can step into her role and become aware of who she really is. Well, they've got to get those to Sally. And their team, your team, if you will, you'll find yourself in front of me, whether it be this interview, other interviews, or social media posts, and they'll take those opportunities and those recordings, those replays, or those lives to give you that inspiration, to unlock that thing that moves you to your next level of awareness, right? So your teams, and they're telling me you have thousands of teams depending on where you're at in your life's journey. So that was interesting. I didn't know we had thousands of teams. I thought we had a couple. So they talk to me as I'm talking, or you're asking questions.
All right. This is amazing, guys. You are not alone. You have a team. Everything is ordained. And here we are on a day where the veil, the connection is the thinnest. So you may get some amazing things come in. In fact, I hold that intention. This is awesome. All right. Let's go to some callers here. We got a bunch of people with their hands raised. Go ahead and raise your hand. I'm going to go kind of random. So, just let me kind of move as spirit guides my hand. I sort of close my eyes and I pick people. I'm going to go to they know what's going to help the collective the most. We've got Dariel. Never heard from Dariel. So excited to hear what's going on. Dariel, you're live with Darius and Ken Lloyd. What's happening? And you're welcome to turn on your video or not if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for choosing me. Hi, can you hear me?
Sure can. Perfect.
Cool. I bought one of your packages and I bought several of your things off of your website. And I guess what I'd like is to know how to remove any blocks that's allowing me to expand a little faster with health, spirituality, everything.
So you have emotional blocks. You also have physical blocks, if you will. So it's not so much of the awareness of knowing what those blocks are. So the idea of knowing, I have an emotional block, is not going to come to your awareness as general. We'll simply say that you showing up to receive, as we've mentioned already, is you dealing with those blockages. Now, understand, when you have a blockage, there may be layers in front of it that need to be resolved. So the codes that you're receiving, when you're receiving them, is working on the full layer of spectrum. We're going to pause. So I'm not sure if that answered your question or not. Like, you're not going to know as an individual that I have this blockage in order to get me to the next level. Okay, you're not going to be able to see that energetic distortion, but your team will, and your team will give you those codes to begin releasing them. Does that make sense?
It does. I don't need to know what the blocks are. I just need to know if we can remove more of them.
Yeah, you just need to show up. So let me ask you this: am I doing work on you, or was that just a question?
If you could do work on me, that would be great.
All right, they're just going to do what we call free form. All right, and this really goes out to everyone. So we're not going to set the intention to do a certain thing other than remove some of those distortions. Milero toriaro xilere kama malere korshia takalia mebeatiro shiro tokoroto. Mamalere yara tiriaro toriano to shidon dodano takalia tiriara. A lot of them are in your heart. Mamaloro toriaro ti shire kita shita kala balero corina a balero tirio kilaratia. Kirimilero toriaro to shilo to koroma balataria. Kola mapakiri shia takili yara taria. Karama balara tariaro korishiro to kolama balero carbalere calere shiroto no do nochikonoma balea malare shino to Korea Maria. That purge to start happening for you is going to trickle, then it's going to flow or flood in terms of some of those emotional blockages coming out.
Thank you.
Okay. That was
great.
kind of
Thank
a
you.
free form weird one, but yeah, okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Dario. How are you feeling? What's going on?
I'm feeling hopeful and I get a lot of tingles. So when I get
Oh, good.
tingles, it's not necessarily just now, but yeah, I can feel tingles.
Yeah,
Well,
it's going to be gentle.
you're not the only one. I got to tell you, we got a lot of people writing in. Lisa, my body's buzzing more than usual. Am I being upgraded? The vision thing is extra weird. Lisa, let us know what's going on with your vision. I didn't know about that. Another person, Becky, I feel so much energy and emotion running through me right now, already through this call. Well, look, we've got a thin veil. We've got Ken Lloyd. I mean, how does it get better than this? I just can't imagine. And we got the OmniStream team. We got it all. We got everything. We are fully in absolute, complete, and amazing abundance right now, people. In this moment, we are in that reality. There is no waiting. It is here. So just be in gratitude and celebration of the now, of the arrival right now of this new world. Like, you could say, when is it going to happen? And then you're still pushing out that it's never going to happen. It's happening right now. Let's go to Stephanie. We got Stephanie. She's a guest. Let's see, Stephanie, you're live. If we can get you unmuted here. Hey, Stephanie, what's your question for Ken? And certainly turn on your camera if you want to.
Oh, it's disabled by the host.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, we'll turn you on. We'll turn you on. No problem. So,
Okay.
you have a question for Ken?
Yes.
There you are.
I go through a whole lot. I have a whole lot of your programs that I've been doing, I think, since May. And
Wow.
you're one of the only, you are literally the only person who has gotten through to me healing wise. So I agree with the woman that Darius was talking about earlier. So I love, love, love this. Last night, there was a very, very large energy, large energy coming onto the planet. And I think I was feeling it. And I was really, like, really, really, really feeling it. And so then I thought, let's go to Ken. So I listened to three of your, three of your transmissions, and it calmed me down and everything. Can you tell me, like, do I need anything? Am I missing codes? That's the other question I have too, is I get so many codes from you and others and whatever's going on. I don't know if I'm really integrating all of them enough or what. I feel like kind of like bombarded sometimes. That's
But
my idea.
you're doing this by choice. And what
Yes.
they mean to say by that is that you can handle these and you are integrating them, whether or not you are taking the time to do the integration is happening. The energies that you felt yesterday were indeed swirling around your energetic field, had nothing to do with distortions. This was actually working on your light body itself to begin popping the codes in there to begin raising your frequency even more. The entire planet did receive them, whether they recognized it or not. Again, we are all being dragged into this evolution. Now we're going to pause and ask you, did we answer your question?
Yes, and on that, what was I just going to think? Darn, I had something else, and I can't think of what it is. I'm sorry, I can't think of what else.
Yep.
I
So
finally get to talk to you, and I can't think of what else.
that's okay. There is something for you as well. So hold on a minute.
Mhm.
They're going to anchor in some of those codes from yesterday. Okay. They just kind of.
What? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
they're
just
showing the organization of the energy streams in the body. Just, imagine a little bit of chaos, now more organized.
okay. Yeah. Okay. I think that's what I'm looking for. What I just remembered to ask is 10 years ago, I had an Akashic reading where I was told that at a young age, I moved my light body out of my physical body for safety. And I'm wondering if everything is cool, everything is back together.
The team actually disagrees with that, but I can never actually
Okay.
left the entire body. The idea of your light body leaving the body isn't possible. Your physical structure would not survive; it would collapse.
Okay. Oh, so that's not true then. So my light body is where it should
It's not true in the context you received it. There are aspects of the light body that can step out, which did happen. We can call these soul fragments. All right.
Yes.
But the idea of the
Yes.
entire light body stepping out didn't happen.
Okay. All right. So I'm good there. Okay.
Yes,
Because
correct.
I was worried about that. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
How are you feeling right now with some of the code updates? Take a moment. We'll just kind of let you feel in what's going on.
I'm feeling energy swirling around my around solar plexus.
What does that
Feeling a
mean,
lot of
Ken,
energy,
when that
like
energy is right there?
flowing around there.
So the way I see it, remember, I don't have a lot of spiritual background, right? So I don't have book knowledge and all of that, modalities, none of these things. So when we start talking about the solar plexus, I see these as transmission tunnels, right? You know, whether it be information coming in, energy coming in, or energy coming out, right? And when those are opened, the energy will sit there and swirl and be absorbed or go back out as needed. For hers, there's a collection of energy right there waiting for the light body to kind of reach, because I'm actually watching it, to reach in and pick it and kind of put that energy where it needs to be in the light body structure. It's like holding it right now as it moves it around.
Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Wow. All right. I love this. We're moving some energy. And anyone that may have felt like there was some, codes and things that you've been pulling in, maybe you've been listening to Ken and things feel like they're a little disjointed, that may have helped you to actually balance some of this energy a bit. So we're always hopeful for that, right? This high level integration as a lot's coming in. Let me go to another caller here. We're going to go to none other than we've got Mariola, Mariola. Hi, Mariola. You're welcome to turn on your video. There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
What's happening?
So as I put in my message, I kind of feel stuck financially.
Okay.
I've been working on the things for years, and there is some slight improvement, but
You have
it's
you have ancestral curses that are attached to that. Okay. You have very, very little karma associated with it, but you're aligning with that ancestral pattern that's blocking that. And by the way, these things are going to be worked on in the Weekend of Miracles.
I got your package B.
There's a massive section just working on ancestral and karmic, debt patterns and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this for you. Is that all right?
Yes, please.
Malere teriaro toriere shilire kala malero teriaro toriero koleala malere teriero toriara kelire yari shiro torio kolama balera. You got 1, 2, 3 ancestors. I'm just gonna kind of move their energy out. Malero toriaro kore malere teriaro shono, but they were actually leeching your energy. Malero kore malere kotiero noriari and kirieta. Kole malere teriaro toriere teriere tashalere arto. Kalamamalere teriaro torino calabalero calamare shiro talamabalero colamalero coria calamale, just clearing the imprints. Mambaleano moloshalia tore male to coramale diaria tore. There's one more thing they need to do. You have self-limiting beliefs that's actually preventing you from having the idea of the imagination, right, or the creativity to get where you need to be with your financial. So we're just going to remove those self-limiting pieces. And again, this works for everyone. Mutushkodiara Kalamalerti, Shidikaria, Calabalotria, Coramalertario, Shiller, Calero, Calabalero, Calamaletario, Codoria, Baleali, Shiroto, Calamabaleriaro, Coroshoria, Bariaro, Coramalero, Canuri, Calamare, Canuri, Calamare, Canari, Canero, Calamare, Cania, Kermele Shikitiki. And the final message the team has, you have to believe in yourself. Period. And they're like doing ... period. Okay?
Yeah, I'm doing my best when it comes to that.
All right.
Work in
They're just
progress.
reminding you. You got this.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
How are you feeling right now, Mariola? What's happening?
I was kind of jerking at the beginning when Ken started doing things. Now
Okay.
I feel calmer and like buzzing, my cell buzzing all over.
Yeah.
Very nice feeling.
What does the jerking generally mean, Ken? Is it kind of like the body's integrating, or is a lot of frequency?
It's not that the body's integrating at all. Think of the idea of new frequencies coming in, and the physical body doesn't understand what to do with those frequencies. It hits the nervous system and causes that jerking reaction. This is a temporary situation until the body recognizes it's not a foreign invader necessarily, and the energies can be assumed and processed.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you,
Great. And now
Mariola.
I feel hot.
What's it? Yeah, tell us. Yeah, please.
I start feeling hot.
Oh, very hot. Oh, you're laughing a lot. What's are you feeling joy or just warmth?
Like hotter. My body, I have to take off some clothes because I start feeling hot.
All right. Well, we'll stop the video so you can be in private there. Sending you big love. I love it. How fun. Well, I mean, this is awesome. People are really having a ball. I love this. I want to ask you, Ken, about some of the dormant DNA. Let me unpin her real quick. We got a lot going on here. One of the things you've mentioned is that there is this dormant DNA that we are activating, right? And it's coming on in humans as we align to these frequencies. And I mean, even the frequencies now that we are sharing are activating in the body. Explain a little bit about that because people may not be aware of kind of like you've got, your active DNA and then you've got all of this dormant DNA that's just waiting. And then what does that mean? And then what's happening with these activations? How is that affecting the DNA? Just what's that story on that?
Yeah, so we'll let the team kind of talk a little bit as they share with me. So, we got to throw away the idea of what we know about DNA. Just throw that away for just a moment, right? And we have more than 12 strands. Now, that's what the scientists will say, but the reality is they're telling me there's well over 64 different strands of DNA in the body. Each one of these strands contain information. It contains memories, contains codes, contains activations, awareness, knowledge, if you will, about all aspects of you and all aspects of you that have been other things. So every incarnation, if you will, imprints, and we want to use the incarnation, let's just say existence. It doesn't have to be in a embodied format, but every existence of you will actually imprint that knowledge and those lessons, that awareness inside of that DNA, so that when you move through your soul experiences and it's time, those things will kick in and you will bring in that awareness. Your ability for gifts, if you will, doesn't necessarily come down from above. It actually comes in from the DNA. The energy from above will turn on that switch inside of the DNA. There are trillions and trillions, and we will say this one more time, trillions of combinations of DNA active in every human soul, if you will. Soul's not the correct word, but every human right now that, again, individually will be turned on as needed through this experience. Now, I'm not sure if that answered your question, Darius.
It absolutely does. And I think this is where people are feeling a lot of this buzzing, a lot of this tingling, a lot of these shifts. What are two of the most interesting or maybe surprising soul healings that you've seen through clients and through different bits of work? We haven't talked about this in a while, but I know you've seen some wild things.
And of all the things we talk about, this is the toughest question for me. Now, let me explain. I literally operate in the now, as we were talking about earlier, which is why I can't remember what I just said a few minutes ago. This is kind of how I am. What I can tell you is that I do go into my Facebook group and I ask people, hey, post your experiences on there, right? And the things that they talk about actually blow my human mind. I'm like, I can't believe this. Like, their physical structure, their posture, their hips, their shoulders will change instantly right in front of us as we're doing the call in the session, like their posture just returned. The pain, gone. Full range of mobility with no more stuff happening, right? I get reports. I just went to San Diego to do an event, and I had four people lined up at my table before I walked in the door. Like, I didn't think I was all that stuff. And they're like, no, we've had your session, and you actually cleared the cancer in the body. I'm here to thank you, right? So I get these all the time, but I don't have an awareness of how it affects individuals totally. Because, listen, one person's condition, let me rephrase this. Everybody gets a miracle. Period. A miracle, as we say, is defined by something positive happening without a logical explanation. Every one of you are getting a miracle right now. But that miracle, whether it be small, like, my gosh, I found extra money in the mailbox, miracle, right? To my brain tumor's gone off the MRI the next day, both of them are just as important to everybody, right? Just as important. I see the physical body shift every single interaction with somebody. Every single interaction. So, right, it's difficult for me to say this particular thing or that thing because it happens all the time.
And at the same time, you have to stay detached because the moment that you become attached to a result or whatever, it's like that's when it's not going to be as effective. And everyone who does energy work, it's like you put it out and then it is done. And you step away. So you're not like looking at every single thing. But I got to say, there's two stories that are pretty cool. And again, we're not doctors. We're not offering medical advice, treatment, or guidance. The body does what it does. It's just we want to create the environment where this can maybe be more of a likely outcome, right? And give it the support. This is from Alex in Sedona. He said, I had extreme pain throughout my body and I was taking prescribed opioids after attending just Ken's lecture. Many of you are. I walked out completely without that discomfort. was a life-changing experience. So I don't know if you know that one. Probably not,
I
Ken.
do know that person.
Okay, you do. Good.
That particular person, the reason I know it, because I believe that was in Sedona.
Mm-hmm.
That person had a UFO abduction
Oh gosh.
about a month and a half before that, and or some I don't know what the timeline. And she literally after that abduction was on opioids because the pain was so intense in her body. So that's why I
Wow.
remember that when I'm like, oh, Sedona, UFO, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this is
Wow.
not to poo-poo on that idea. This was just her particular story. She let me know.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's benevolent and
Yeah,
non-benevolent
yeah, yeah.
experiences and all that stuff. Another person, Gina, and then we're going to get to another caller, and then we have a group process, which is going to be a bit of a surprise. I think something very cool is going to come forward today, and it already has, and it's going to get better and better. Ken's gifts are truly amazing. After 2 seconds, my neck and knee discomfort, my ouchies and the heavy ouchies were removed. I admit it, I was skeptical at first, but I am completely amazed by the results. Thank you, Ken. Gina L. So, yeah, we're going to dive into more of this. So, go ahead, raise your hand. I want to go to another beautiful caller here. All right, we've got Eva or Eva, EVA. It looks like Eva's iPhone number 2. So, Eva, are you there, or Eva? And how can we help you, or what question do you have for Ken?
Hi, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Where are you calling from?
I'm in Sweden, in Stockholm.
Oh, okay, beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. So my question, I've followed Ken for a while. Through Elizabeth April actually,
Okay.
and we also had a session some months ago. And this past couple of weeks, and I don't know if it started with an affirmation I had from Elizabeth April about. She said, "I'm ready to shine. I'm ready to clear all the layers stopping me from shining my light," something like that.
Yeah.
So I started saying that affirmation, and then it was downhill. And this past week, I've had a cold. I've been crying. I mean, I'm a
That is
counselor.
shedding.
So much, and I've had lots of sessions with different emotional stuff, but it's like no ending. And I go into different spaces, and I end up in torture chambers, and it's like it's endless. It's like parts of me are trapped in all these weird spaces, and I go there and I clear them, and we heal, and I feel fine.
And these are,
what you're hanging on to is the story given to you by others. While you may be in those spaces don't have to impact or address you, if you will. You are indeed going through shifts and changes, and we can see, you would call it static, the interference around your body. That just needs to be cleared, no different than clearing the skies. But don't hang on to the story of you being trapped anywhere. It is not serving anything. And the less that you pay attention to the story, the further you go, and the faster you get there. So I want to clear your field, if that's okay with you.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Scelera palera calera toriano calabalero calore cariane scelera calero calore corishi calore canamalero cadito canabalero calera scelera malero cariano cadito chudo canina balera caliare teria che melorto sceloro condoto canina balera ale tariaro canondo cadito scelero condoto canina balera calera teria di cono con balero toria ci attacca con morsco che la parca per che che no le taria che malera tariaro con morsco con per che con balera che scelera che non dia nera malero scorrotto che la parito che balero con morsco con balera ma pariaro di sholoro con balero almost done pariaro che shi che mariano che coro yaro tariaro shi con malere tap kila paria cormale shi tariaro shi shokama malaya riaro to como leero yaro hoshu shorma malaya mamaleo cormalaya shalor ko shodi to cormalero to shia. A lot of those stories just left you. A lot of entities, and I want to use the term entity as a generic statement of consciousness with energy, an entity. You probably had a half a dozen or more just leave the body or leave the field.
Wow.
Yeah, step into the new you. Elizabeth April wasn't wrong.
Thank you. That was like going through like a washing machine or something.
that's, I think, what you needed. So let me ask you, this stuff was coming in, you were doing a bunch of sessions with people, and these things were just like you were going down all these doors and into these spaces and places, etc.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Well,
and
maybe. Yeah.
lots of emotions,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
endless. Of,
Okay. Well, use discernment, right? I mean, always use discernment when you are having anyone work on your energy field. Um, I can tell you, yeah, you got to be careful with that. I mean, we do really, really thorough stuff on this show to make sure that the guests, if they don't kind of align to where I feel is like a good vibration, I just kick them off. And I've had people booked for the show, and something will come up or something will happen, and I'm just like, all right, we're not going to do it. Just forget it. Oh well, you're not going to have a spot. I don't really care if I don't have a spot. I'll just, I'll do the show myself. It's fine. I'll just do a whole bunch of energy work. All good. Now, here's what I want to do. We're getting a lot of folks writing in. I want to get to a couple write-in comments, and then we are going to go to a very special process just for today, and then we're going to see how things go. With that, we're going to want to hear from all of you. I started to cry, says Lydia. After he worked on her, says Lisa, and I don't know which caller this was, Lisa. Let us know. I burped. I almost threw up. I feel nauseous. Sounds like you're releasing some stuff, Lisa. So let us know how that moves through your body. Very cool. Okay. Let us know about the vision too. Very interesting. Yeah, people having shifts on vision. Yep. Okay. So we're going to take the next question. My hands are so cold, it's hard to write. Yeah, what's going on with the hands, Ken?
I
If people
actually
start
just
having
worked on her.
Okay.
As I saw that too, so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and start pulling that off of her hand, so I should start feeling a little better for her shortly.
Wow.
But normally people don't get cold; it's the opposite. They get heated with the energy moving through the body.
Yep, that's what Haya is saying. Releasing energy is another person had lower back pain that has been lessened. This was Anna. So Anna, yeah, let us know what's going on there. And let me get to a question here on abundance, because you are going to be covering abundance in the Weekend of Miracles. And a lot of people are dealing with some stuck energy. Mariola said, I'd love Ken to have a look at why I might be feeling stuck financially. What's the big story on that? How do the guides see abundance? What do you see abundance as, sort of, from your perspective?
We have to look at a larger collective understanding here. Recognize that the human from the beginning has always been suppressed. Now, we're not going to go into the story of suppression, but the ordeal of suppression also comes with scarcity. It is normal for scarcity. And these were the blockages come from lifetime after lifetime, experience after experience of not having. Full cultures are written around the idea of scarcity. These things bleed over, energetically bleed over into your field, and we take on those energies as primary focus. And this is what we attach to, and we leave it there. Now, there is no scarcity anywhere in the universe, but the human has been programmed to the idea of scarcity from the beginning. I'm not sure if that answered your question, Darius.
No, totally does, right?
Okay.
Totally does. That's
like I don't even know the question by the time I'm done with whatever the answer is.
Wow. All right. I want to do this. We're going to do a group activation. And Ken, I don't even know what we're going to do. This is not scripted. We don't script this stuff. So I'm going to let you take it away. If there's anything that you have some inklings on as to where this might go or what's going to happen, let us know. And then we're going to enjoy it. Okay.
Yeah. So folks, just kind of get comfortable. These are going to be activations for you. Why not, right? Veil is thin. Let's activate you. What's going to happen here is I'm going to call out each thing that I'm going to do. And there's 6 or 7 of these, right? But what I want you to do first, one, I just want you to visualize a shield around you, a bubble of protection. This is a normal process anytime you're in a group. The team will also shield you. So there's going to be 2 parts. What I want you to do first of all is I want you to set an intention and ask, or question, if you will, of what you want to have happen in the next few moments. Now, again, this doesn't mean it's going to happen in the next few moments, but ask your team, you would like to have whatever. Keep it to yourself, keep it quiet. Then, once you set that intention, I simply want you to find that place of gratitude, that place of happiness, the thing that brings joy to you and a smile to your face. And I want you to hold that person, that vision, that memory for the next few minutes and forget about what you just asked for. And what you asked for is going to be completely different then the activation is coming, because you're going to receive not only what you're asking from your team, what's ready for you, but also what my team's going to deliver to you. So with that being said, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clear your chakras and your center pillar. It's going to get that energy flowing. We're going to start at the bottom. Balearo Caliere, Shilero, Calamalero, Toriero, Canito, Carriero, Calabaleare, Caliero, Calabalero, Carriere, Shiloro, Corondo, Corondo, Calabaleno, Amador, Canabalero, Canito, 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 Curio, Doshanoto, Shanoto, Nondino, Kito, Calabaleare, Carriero, Calamalero, Coria, Chicabalero, Coria, to Coria, Mambalearo, Toriero, Shilero, Calamalero, Tariaro, Caraparia, Coria, to Coria, moving up. But at the Calia, Tariero, Coria, Malera, Teria, to Coria, Carriero, 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 Coria, Milia, Toriaro, Shiloro, Camalero, Toria, Malero, Toria, Malero, Coshino, Conuto, Coria, Carabaria, Carriero, Carabaria, Kirmiller, Shiro, Toria, Malero, Carriero, Carabaria, Canito, Carabaria, solar plexus, Mambalearo, Malero, Teresino, Coria, Carabalera, Canito, Canito, Cormaleshiero, Toria, Mapariaro, Rito, Comatic, Kitchiana, Pariaro, going up to the heart. Murishukuta Caramalera, Tariaro, Carriara, Carriero, Caniti, Shiriata, Kirmelo, Toriaro, Calamalero, Carriero, Calori, Canero, Carriero, Calamalera, Carriero, Conopera, Conomara, Calamar, Canero, Carabalera, Caria, Shiro, Toriaro, Tormarito, Rita Carabalera, Shina Tariaro, Toria. For a moment, I'll be quiet while I do this next piece. Give me a moment. You're just bringing that Christ consciousness into your heart, expanding your heart energy. Oof, that feels so good. Ah, that's great. Okay, throat chakra. Mariaro Carriera Carishilera, we're just clearing these. Mariaro Calabare, Shilora Calmalera, Calura Calmalera, Cararo, Calmalera, Nushkinity, Calmalero, Calais, spinning them up. Third eye, again, we're just clearing them and spinning them up. Mariaro Carriera, Shilora Calmalero, Canura Calmalera, Caliera, Caliera, Kirmela, Shinita, Canero, Calbalera, and finally get the crown. Mariaro Torrier, Shikiri, all the way down the pillar. Boratoria Malera, Shalora Malero, Taria Malero, Carriera, Cari, Shilo Tocaria. We're going to connect the solar star to the top of the heart. Mirokorishi, Conomalero, Camalero, Caramalero, Cashino to Coria Paria, the bottom of the heart to the earth star. Mariaro to Shino to Coria, Alero Toria Shiatia. Okay. Now I'm going to do some activations for you. We're going to start with the third eye. We're going to go to the throat chakra activation. Shikari Malero Canal, Balero Canori, Calero Canero, Caniti, Canala, Balero, Calabalero, Calero, Calamalero, Caniti, Canalo, Altaria, Bariaro, Balero, Calabalero, Curio, Nurio, Shalabalero, Caraborto, Carablica, Shukuru, and Nabariganari, Canero, Carabalera, Altario, Coroturio, Shukaramalero, Canero, Shalari, Canero, Shunuri, Carabalera, we're going to connect the throat chakra to the heart. Moriaro, Toria, so you're speaking from your heart. Moriaro, Tori, Shala, Malero, Toria, Malero, Corea, Malera, Corea, Shiro, Toria, Maloro, Curio, Curamabalera, Tariano, Corano, Coredicia, Lota, Mabaleta, Canora, Camaloto, Canora, Caramala. Now we're going to clear the cellular structure and activate the cells in the body to hold more light. Shikara Malecoriando, Cadia Calabalea, Ishiro Coramalera, Calore, Calero, Calere, Calore, Correti, Calore, Carabalero, Calera, Kiridia, Kirimilitariaro, Coramaloro, Carioro, Cariti, Gurushu, to Conodi Caramalera, Calena, Carero, Cariaro, Toriano, Caria, Kirmishika Canape, Cura Capakiro, Canapakini, Tikiticaria, Kirimiliter, Canito, Canamalera, Canamalero, Camalero, Caramala, Shikar, Parkini, Shiditicaria, Naracaria, come the activations. Shikara, Parcorio, Carabalera, Camalero, Cadero, Balero, Calabalera, Kinetic, Carabalero, Caria, Cormaloro, Sholor, Calamalero, Cadero, Calabalero, Calabalero, Carabarieri, di Luciano, Camandiria, Nermano, Corriere, Balero, Tariano, Correct, Canoro, Balero, Letariano, Carabalero, Canadian, Carabalero, Carabaria, Scremaliero, Toria, bring it to the body. Moriara, Shiro, Comalero, Tariamale, Kirmelere, Shari, Macalia, Tariaro, Torrete, Cabariero, Kama, Kioko, Comoshin, Natalian, Shinitia. Murio Toriana Shalo, Sharamabalena Nale, Shama, Cola Malere, Alere Carreta Key, Kirmilitoria Rotoro, Comala, Shiroto, Shonotori, Namabalali, to Shiana Lalekashino, Conomalerki, Kirmil Alshir, or the Abba, Lirotoriana Shiratoria. The next one is your DNA clearing and your DNA activations that you're ready for at this time. Kilimelo Koreano Malero Kede Shelero Calero Calore Colero Canore Calabalero Calabalero Calore Conero Cadore Canore Calabalero Cadore Calabalero Cadore Cadore Calamalero Cadore 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 Kilimelo Cariano Calabalero Calamalero Cariano Calabalero Calamalero Cadero Balero Calabalero Cadore Cadore Calabalero Carriere Kiria needed the Shedu Conocho Doria Balero Calamalero Cadore American Carbonate Kino to get up and go to Chicken can make it get Calabar can get Calabalero can get Calabar to Rush Crapariara Camano Camaricaria, Crabriscutaria, Bariato, Cabalora, Canetic, and Dushinu, Cabalero, to Real Shiro, Torre, Malaria, Scamalaria, oh, Torialia, Carmalaria, Tocoria, Scamala, Carre Shiro, Coria, Malaria, Torio, Dotono, Caliarieta. And finally, we're going to just bring you a stronger connection to your team, call your clairs, your gifts. Morioro cara malere cheloro cara malere calere calere cario. Coloma malere daria malero shenon malere cara malero cario calbalero cario toriorto. Coloma balere tariar torie shiro toria mabaki. Kini melero toria mabalere tariano maloro canani canere calo to cariorca. Correshir camale alero to toriarieta. They're being funny. That's it, folks. They're like, we're going to bake a cake now. Means just let these codes sit and integrate. Malera Toria, that was beautiful. You guys can come out of that and wiggle your toes.
Wow. Man, buzzing everywhere, Ken. It just feels like literally head to toe, just vibration as these things are stewing and brewing. Yeah.
The different tones, the different frequencies, the different, you can almost feel the personalities of the divine coming through as each one shows up to give them, and then I can see them crowding up there, like, oh, me next, because they just want to give and give and give. So it's exciting.
Yeah, it feels like it feels like they're just layering. What I feel is like they're layering blankets on me. Like one's just, okay, here's a blanket and it feels really warm. And here's a tingle blanket. Here's a high vibration blanket. It just feels like layers are coming on and they're all getting absorbed. It's kind of like they're just dropping in and like, oh, it's in there now. It's in there now. Wow, man. Oh my gosh. I love this. Let us know what y'all are feeling. And I know a lot of people are just letting this bake, and I totally get it. Let us know where you're at. We love to share. And in sharing this, the vibration goes out. Everybody hears it. I've left the process streaming on YouTube because I want the world to have this. It's an important time for people to experience it. So it's out there free for the whole world. Rahima, I felt blankets too. Wow. Okay. Glad I wasn't going crazy. Good job, Rahima. She felt it too. That was amazing. I just want to stay in and bask in the energy. I'm so excited to see how this integrates. Yeah, 100%. I could feel the energy in the back of my heart and spine. Thank you. Thank you, Ken, says Kathy. Wow. Rahima, I'm feeling so much love and care for everybody. Yeah. I'm buzzing in my head, says Rebecca. My head is fuzzy. Yeah, I feel that too. It's like this really just big ball of energy right back here. And it's kind of now starting to expand out. So everyone, let's just take a moment and let this energy just kind of fill your field and make it a little bigger right now, just for yourself. Like, just bigger, and just kind of feel, maybe if it's informing you or giving you wisdom, guidance, maybe there's a next step. Maybe you want more of it. Maybe you feel bolder. Maybe you feel closer to your connection. Remember, it's a very special day. The veils are thin. Maybe there's a message that you can now access. I just don't know, but go a little deeper. There's the physical sensations, but then what does this really mean for you? I want to hear that. This will be a really cool update here. Wowzers, when he was working on my heart chakra, I felt a burst of green come out the front and back of the heart. Yeah, what does that mean for you, Tina? What's the next step? Maybe it means you are going to be a healer yourself. I mean, let's go in. Let's go in and see. I had rapid eye movement. Now, Ken, I've never seen stuff like this before. This is awesome, man. I love how you throw in English words to keep me on my rocking chair. Yeah, I guess he does that. I felt sensations in my belly before he started with the heart. Lots of other sensations. Wow. Oh, the cat also got some help.
Yeah, real quick on the cat. So you guys are going to find the animals will show up. They're also receiving. Now, I don't work on animals specifically, but I don't have to. They're no different than us. Their codes are being received. Just hanging out with you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. This is huge. Now, Ken, one of the things we're going to be talking about here is kind of how people respond, what they move into, what happens next. And one of the things you are doing that I find very interesting is you're doing some activations for abundance, you're doing some for vitality and just energy and abundant living. And this is going to be during the Weekend of Miracles. Is there a difference, like when you look at, let's say, frequencies for abundance versus body vitality, or is it very similar? Like, what's the distinction from the collective side between the two?
So I'll speak from my experience and what I see. So I don't have stories, which means that if an individual shows up and they need me to remove the blockages of their abundance or prosperity, what happens is I see everything as trapped energy, like a lava lamp. Think about the bubble in the lava lamp, and I will literally open up their soul, their body, and pull out that bubble of that trapped energy, the lower vibration, the blocks and everything, right? And what my team tells me is I could get in there and get the story if I wanted to, but they just kind of bubble it up and I pull it out. It's no different if I'm working on your lower back or if I'm working on your relationship, trying to bring a relationship in, right? It's just trapped energy that is preventing you from rising to those highest frequencies where everything's in alignment already.
I love that. Well,
Yep.
I got to tell you, we got a lady here, Gail, who had nerve pain. It is leaving her left leg. She says, I am so excited. The nerve pain I experienced is now leaving my left leg. Let's everyone give a clap for beautiful Gail. Yay. She said, I'm just smiling inside and sensing an all over high frequency of love. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is not going to be the last. This is absolutely awesome. I felt it so strong, says Elijah. It continues to expand. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you, Ken. My whole body is buzzing. Well, she called you Kenny.
I know, I
Judith did.
saw that.
Is that
She
okay?
must know my family.
Yeah, well, Judith, she's awesome. She's like she's a U-Wealth Revolution anchor. We can't have a show
Love it,
without
love
Judith.
it.
So I guess she can call me Darius. She can call you Kenny. She can just call us whatever. I love it. Well, more stuff coming in, folks, as we keep sharing with folks what's going on. Absolutely awesome. I felt it so strong, continues to expand. Thank you for the love. I want to talk a little bit about what you're doing, because this is really just the beginning. We've got something coming up called your Weekend of Miracles, and we're going to get to more questions. We're going to keep unpacking. We're going to hear more about what people are feeling, but I want to go into some more focused frequencies, and I kind of talked about this earlier on, the miracles of abundant possible shifts and vitality shifts. That's what the Weekend of Miracles is going to be focusing on. It's at uwealthrevolution.com/Ken30. And Ken, we kind of planned this out in some respects. You said, what are the biggest challenges that your audience has? I want to set them free and move them forward, not 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. I want to move them like 10 years or more forward on the journey. And I was like, Ken, every time we do a survey, every single time, it's abundance, and it's just the body doesn't feel good. The body doesn't feel alive in this home, this, I don't want to say skin suit, but I was going to say meat suit, but it doesn't feel good in this home anymore like it used to. And it seems like it's getting worse. And the same is true with abundance. It seems like there's a lot of folks that are doing a lot of self-work, and their abundance just keeps going. It's almost like you peel the onion and you realize, oh my gosh, I've peeled the onion, but there's no more onion left, and I still got the same problem. So I was like, Ken, can you help us? This is what we're going to be talking about. Do you remember that conversation?
Yeah,
Ken?
and even the team's telling me there's a compression and an expansion phase. So I just want to talk about that a little bit, especially some of the folks in the chat that says, my gosh, the discomfort's got a little worse, or it's shifted, or something else is coming up, right? There's a compression phase before the expansion, and the compression is simply you getting ready to expand, but that means it might get a little worse before it gets a little better, and then poof, it happened, right? The onion, the onion, the onion. So that's why some of you are feeling a little discomfort. Well, the same thing with your prosperity and abundance and everything else, right? We're doing the work, we're doing the work, we're doing the work. When is it going to arrive? It finally will arrive when you stop having to worry about doing the work. It's a really, really crazy thing, because we still bring in the idea that, where's it at? Oh, well, that's a scarcity thought. It's a scarcity mindset. It's a limited belief system that all need to be addressed. But this is what our event's about. right?
That's right. And the weekend of miracles is 2 days. One is activating your innate wealth blueprint. We're going to talk about things that we haven't even covered here today. Prosperity codes. What are your personal prosperity codes? We all have them, right? We didn't come here to suffer, suffer, suffer. Yeah, we're going to have, ups and downs, ebbs and flows, but we came here to actually experience prosperity and activate it like we come from a prosperous place. Come on, we come from a prosperous source. God is prosperous in the sense that God is everything. So it's all possibilities. How do we tap into that? And also, you're going to be anchoring for people on day one what's called a new wealth timeline. So I want to ask you what that is, or what you envision that to unfold as in day one.
As you do the work to clear the distortions of the prosperity and abundance per the topic, what happens here is this begins to create new timelines of potentials. We will kind of go into those new timelines of potential and grab the strongest timeline based on you and your desires, and we'll weave that in to your permanent timeline, simply meaning that it's not just removing the codes, it is shifting your direction, moving you from this reality into the reality you desire rapidly, if you so choose. So we all create timelines, right? And when we remove the distortions of what we can't do and we begin to think about what we can do, those are the higher timelines come in. The team's going to weave those timelines in for you at the end of that event after we do all the clearing.
Wow. Okay. So get ready, folks. The other piece of this is we're going to be moving into vitality reset as well. So vitality having to do with the bodies. And I know, Ken, you're very concerned about how people are, feeling and receiving and what it all means. So we're going to be talking about that. But on this page, uwealthrevolution.com/Ken30, you're going to be able to get both days of the Weekend of Miracles for a very special discount price. And it's here. Package A is going to give you day one. Package B gives you both days. But Ken, we have an announcement that we kind of preluded to a couple days ago, but I want to hear it from you live. The Weekend of Miracles could actually, well, some of that could start like right now if people choose. Tell me what was the big announcement? What's that we have today?
So one of the things that we're doing is preparing you for that weekend, right? We're giving you an opportunity to set those intentions through the Distant Healing Program, right? So every Monday around 5 a.m., and I don't know why it has to be 5 a.m., my team, please, not 5 a.m., but it's 5 a.m. They'll wake me up and I'll sit down and I'll work on everyone in the Distant Healing based on the topics that they want to work on. And you will feel it. I get calls, messages all the time. Were you just working on me? Were you just working on me? Right? Not only that, but with the Distant Healing, you will get a recording of the entire thing I did for everyone, which means there's more and more and more codes buried in there for you, even beyond what you're asking for. So this gets you ready. This begins shifting you before you show up that weekend.
So one of the things we've done for everybody that's already ordered, you get a surprise because we love to give surprises. We've added this. There's a special way that you can access it. So there's instructions in your package B. And this is for people that get the full event package B. If you've already gotten it, you're going to see it. And we've confirmed it with our team. But if you haven't gone deeper yet, I got two things that are going to happen. Number one, price is going to go up here relatively soon, probably next week. So if you want to go to the Weekend of Miracles, it's going to cost you more. But this may not be around forever, this very special remote soul healing experience. So Ken, people go in, they order the package, they sign up for the 30 days, and then it starts. I mean, they could get this right now and have the remote work this Monday, right? This coming
Monday,
November
absolutely.
Or whatever that is, 3rd, 4th.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Wow, man. I love it. And that's going to prepare people because like the more open you are for the Weekend of Miracles, it's kind of like if you start higher, I would assume, it's possible you can end higher. You can work on deeper stuff. So it's going to be great.
Yep. Every time you show up, no matter what you're showing up for, to receive those codes, you're doing the work, right? And the more work you do, the sooner you get to your destination.
Oh my
gosh. The way I
gosh.
would see it.
Now, if any of y'all miss this Weekend of Miracles, please don't. Just don't miss it. That's just the thing. Don't miss it. If you're going to miss it, don't miss it. If you're not going to show up, just don't not show up. Show up. But if you miss it or you go, man, that was amazing, I want to re-experience it, we're going to have it for you in your special customer portal. So you're going to get to experience it over and over again, maybe revive your favorite activation. It's all here. And we're going to allow this early bird for a very, very limited time. And a lot of people have been begging me to keep it open. So I've done that. It's here. Package A is discounted just $127. Package B, which gets you the whole weekend, is $197, or you could do 2 payments of $124. And Ken, you got so many stories here. People with old wounds from 43 years ago resolved. Consciousness does not know time. Whatever happened years ago, you can be brought back to alignment instantly. People have that all the time. But this is also about amplifying the energy. So what is important maybe about everyone coming together and the vortex that's going to build as this weekend starts to unfold? Do you have any sense of that?
Yeah, I do.
I know you do.
Even with regards to what we just did a few moments ago, right? The intensity of that, right? And when you get that many people in that environment, the team comes through with even stronger intensity, right? Because again, you're going to get the team for 2 hours on a Saturday and 2 hours on a Sunday. Now, 2 hours, one, it'll go by really fast. And between both days, you're going to end up with well over 250 different activations and clearings, right? The team works fast, they work hard, and it is going to shift you in incredible ways. I will tell you this, if you aren't available due to your scheduling, don't let that stop you. The replays are 100% as effective, period.
That's right. Yeah, we're going to have it for y'all to listen into the new year, and otherwise it's going to be pretty amazing. As we go through this, I want to share some of the things that people have been saying. And also, I know a lot of you wanted to get some of your chat questions answered, so please send those in. Send them in now. Maybe they're going to be addressed in the Weekend of Miracles. Maybe you've already joined. Maybe you've already been receiving the energies, because we also have stuff that's available right now. It is the 30 days of remote soul healing work, but we also have some things right now that are going to be yours. But Kelly said, wow, speechless. Ken released their biggest block, or my biggest block. Another person, Denise, one of your clients, heart energy upgrade. I stepped into the higher realms. I feel like a happy child again. And this is some of what, if you decide to go deeper, you're going to get some clearing and activations immediately. Welcome receiving what is meant for you. Another one is going to be abundance and emotional healing. This is a 2-hour soul healing. Tell us about this real quick, and kind of, this is immediate for you guys. You're going to have it when you sign up.
So everything that we do, we want you, we want to prepare you for the Weekend of Miracles. So when you show up to that, you've already got some of the pre-work done, right? So the team never duplicates anything, right? So these events that we've created are going to work on different aspects, different than what's going to take place for the Weekend of Miracle events, but they're all important, right? Which is why you've got all these different gifts, if you will, or inclusions in these packages. One of the things we want you to be able to do is to be able to receive. Often our egoic mind will block the frequencies simply because they're trying to protect you. So one of the recordings, I believe, is the ability to shift the egoic mind to allow. Another one I want to say, if I remember correctly, is something about walking manifestation, right?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, the ability.
I love it,
there
man.
You go. Right. We want you to be able to shift from the idea, and we're not saying you don't have to. We don't have to not do this. But we're simply saying that manifestation, your exercises and your thoughts are built off this raw creational force, right? This raw creational force, the ability for you to create without parameters, restrictions, is what they're going to bring into the heart and into the light body. So as you're moving forward through the days and weeks, you'll be like, oh, these are the things I want. Well, without having to, and I'm a little funny here, without having to wait for a full moon at midnight to do 3 circles around the campfire. Like, you don't have to wait for those things. I'm being funny. But the point is that energy will be in you. You'll be able to, the universe will listen to you a lot closer.
Yeah. And, a lot of this we are doing, but we also have to realize, like, my sons, they are at a level beyond that I was at because of the work I've done. And when I do work on myself, my kids, whether they were alive at the time and doing the work, or whether I'm doing work now, this affects their DNA and the expression, like whatever the blocks are they inherited. Once I clear my block, it zaps their block. I've noticed that they are way above where I was at. They are way more able to receive and do things that I couldn't do. And we have a question here from Krista, which is why I bring this up. She's wondering if I could play the tracks at night and if her husband would actually also receive the energies, or does he need to be conscious? And I guess you mean, Krista, like if he's sleeping, perhaps, is that what you mean? And Ken, what's your feeling on that for family members and sleeping, not sleeping?
So it's a little complex, sort of. There's two sides to this. One, is he spiritual? Does he believe? Does he want to receive? Period. Flat out, right? One, I won't work on anybody unless I have permission. And neither should you. Now, with that being said, if you're playing this in the room and he's sleeping, his higher self, his oversoul, or his upper self will determine whether or not he wants to receive or not. But don't force feed the guy. Don't lock him in the car, and go for an hour ride on the freeway, the music all the way loud, and force him to do it. That's not going to work. He has to be willing to accept it internally.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And let us know, guys, what your questions are. Very interesting. If I play, okay, let me see. This question is, how many times should I listen to the tracks each in total? And I don't know if she means the Weekend of Miracles or individual tracks, but is there a pattern or a way that you've found that works best?
There's a standard process the team rarely deviates from. So think of these transmissions, even the one we just did here, right, as a compressed file. Just using those computer words, right? And every time you listen to it, more unfolds, all right? Think about your own integration has to come in layers, okay? So the way the team says is listen to it once, wait 3 days. Listen to it again, wait 3 days, and finally a third time. And then you've received everything that's in there. Now there are exceptions to the rule. If it's a clearing, just an audio for clearing, which we probably have that somewhere, right? Then that you can listen to as needed. Right. But yeah, so 3 times, but you got to give yourself a break. Don't put it on repeat 3 times in the same day, because that's not how that works. You have to integrate.
Wow. I want to get to one thing that you've added to the program, and it's in package B, because, one of the things I love you did was you were super adamant about people having immediate access to things. So releasing pain, resolution, and relief. This is item 6. You get package B. You get this instantly. It's an hour. How does the team see pain? And we're talking about kind of like the energetic underpinnings of what we call physical discomfort. Like, how do they see that? And then how do they help you address that? What's the process?
Because it's an awareness of the soul itself. We'll simply say that pain, while you may call it a physical discomfort, in the human sense, we'll simply say that it is an energetic frequency so low that the body itself cannot maintain or hold it, and is doing everything it can to get your attention to address it, whether it be through your traditional methods or through these energetic spiritual methods, right? It's also the idea of the heavier energies, the darkness, to use those words, capturing your attention and awareness, and them staying in there as well. So again, it is the body reacting to a frequency that does not resonate in the vessel itself.
Yeah. All right. So guys, we can begin to shift this energy, and we're going to be giving you all this in the program. Thanks to Ken. This is instantaneous, releasing discomfort, pains, resolution, relief. Lots of stories on that. Also, there's a virility, vitality. Item 7. These are all immediately available, and you get the Weekend of Miracles. So balance and spark. And what is going on here with the crystalline DNA and hormones? What's the story on that?
Yeah, so one of the things that everyone seems to show up in my private sessions while I was doing them are the hormones. Their whole body is based on these, right? So you got pain, you got hormones, you've got a couple things that are just adamant in most people. So the idea here is let's get them those tools up front. Let's take care of some of that heavy lifting before we get to the Weekend of Miracles. So that's what this is about. Let's get that body balanced, those energies removed, so that when we do our event, we're more focused on these new things coming in, right? These new codes, these new activations, these uplifting. So yeah, this is about doing some pre-work.
I love it. It's all about healthy balance, virility, vitality. Absolutely amazing. And then detoxifying the body with energy. This is a key thing. Ken, you can correct me, but this would probably be a good thing to do at some point before the weekend, I guess, right? Energetic cleanse the body for a lighter body. I mean, this would be great. You're going to detox. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so, recognize everything is energy, right? This is not, if you've ever had sessions with me, I don't talk a lot, right? I don't give process. I don't tell you, hey, do it this way or do it that way. And the detox event's the same thing. We're dealing with the energy or the energetic imprint of those toxins in the body, whether it be the EMF fields, whether it be the heavy metals, whether it be the parasites, so on and so forth, or the injectables. It doesn't matter. Everything is energetic. So what we're doing is removing the potential for the body to hold those energetic imprints. That's the team's kind of interweaving a little bit here. And we're removing the distortions of those imprints so the body can remove, in many cases, the actual physical piece of the detox without hesitation. So think of it like this. This is the way they explained it to me once before, right? Things have a positive charge and a negative charge, the electrons, if you will, right? Well, imagine, and those electrons are attached to the physical structure of something. What happens if you remove the energetic charge of that molecule? No longer holds its place. And this is what they're saying happens at the physical level. They explained that to me before when it comes to the detoxing, right? So the body can process it without retaining it. The best way for me to explain it, I'm as simple as it gets, guy.
Wow. I got a story from Krista. A lot of people may think, well, you know what? You feel better. Ken's a nice guy. He's a wonderful soul. It makes you feel good. But Krista's cat shifted from a session she had with you. And she says, I had a personal session with Ken back in June, asked him to work on my cat. The vet didn't know why the cat had bloody stools after imaging, and my cat was back to normal later that day. A week prior, she had bloody stools. And Krista, I assume your cat's good now, or you wouldn't have written that in. That's pretty awesome. So it's not just that you like Ken or he's fun, he's bubbly, he's a good guy. Animals, don't know. They just feel it, man. And it's pretty awesome. Wow. We're getting a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of people ordering, asking questions. Yep, he's perfect, says Krista. My cat.
Yeah,
I love
Ken,
it.
the cat. I'm
The
being
cat.
funny.
Well, Ken.
I'm being funny. I'm being funny.
Wow, Becca fell asleep. I love it. So we're going to keep going here, folks, real quick. Join the Weekend of Miracles. I'm going to be there plugging in. And we've got a discomfort transmission that will help you. It's a bonus between now and Sunday at midnight. It's about an 8-minute rapid fire transmission to release the energetic discomfort in the body, mind, and emotions. And it's all part of the Weekend of Miracles. Ken, what do you see as like coming out of this weekend? And what do you see for humanity and maybe individuals here as we are rapidly accelerating into 2026? I mean, that's just to say 2026 just blows my mind. What are you seeing for everyone, and what are you seeing for the new year?
Well, the team doesn't really do the prophecy stuff, right? They are all about staying in the now because everything shifts and changes. But with regards to the event itself, everyone's going to be stepping into their new timeline, their new paradigm, right? What they're looking for, and it'll continue to happen over and over and over. But the Aliyada Kilishi, we will say that the idea of stepping from this version of you to the next version of you may have taken you years before, months, weeks, and now it's going to happen in seconds, and in seconds, and in seconds. After the event, all your transformation will happen rapidly, no matter who you are stepping up to provide service to you. It doesn't matter. You're going to be changed in the way that you can receive to catch up or to accelerate past the ascension timelines.
Wow. So, a lot of us have had these cycles, right? Where it's like, well, for 2 years I was in this marriage, and then it took me another 2 years to get out of kind of the emotions of that break. Then I had another 4 years. You're saying we can accelerate this stuff.
Everything will be accelerated.
Wow. So let me ask the question, everyone. A lot of people are ordering and getting things squared away with Cheryl and Diane, which they're here to help. I want to ask the question, what is the next version of you? What is it you want to see come forward? Let us know. And one person wants to work with finances and prosperity. I know a lot of people. Lydia says, I'd like my eyes upgrading. She's got that going on. Bring it, bring that to the Weekend of Miracles. Let's see where these energies go as people are shifting. Let me know what your next version is going to be like. and what you want to see happen as we continue to drive forward here. It's going to be super exciting. Ken, I want to also ask you, any final thoughts or anything or message that needs to come through to folks right now as they kind of feel into that?
Well, they're kind of talking to you as you were referencing, put
Yeah.
down this next version of you, and they're like, they don't know their next version of them. Let me explain what they were trying to say. It's like, we have the idea that, if I go to school, I'm going to be this guy. If I get this
Yep.
education, to that. If I apply for that job, and they're like, listen, what's coming for these people is beyond the human imagination. It's beyond your ability to conceive or to even dream, and that's the excitement. That's
right.
the excitement, right? And they're referencing even me. Like, I would have never, ever, have thought this, whatever this is, was even written down in the book. And the same thing goes for every single person here. Period. What's coming for them is beyond their wildest creation and imagination. And there's just a big smile from the team. Like, this is a good thing, not a bad thing, right? So that's the message. Like, you are so big. So big, and what's coming for you is that awareness of how big you are and what you're going to move into. It's an exciting time, absolutely exciting time.
That is so amazing, and I appreciate the team giving it that context, because absolutely, like, I couldn't imagine 15 years ago doing everything I've done the last 15 years. And if I had some box that I was trying to create, it would be way smaller than where I am now. So in many respects, be open to whatever is possible, and not even stuff you think is possible. Just be open to receive. And it's going to be, the container's there and you're going to walk into it. So it's at uwealthrevolution.com/Ken30. This is all new Weekend of Miracles, activating your highest human potential now. And it's coming up, guys. We're getting closer and closer, and the energies are building. And Ken has added a very special energy support monthly. So every week for a month, you're going to get that immediately. Plus, there's instant activation gifts in here. It's all here. Pretty amazing. And it's all about creating unprecedented shifts, vitality, and abundance. You're going to get it all here. Get both days. I think you're going to want to have it and to be able to access both. Those were the two biggest areas we asked Ken to work on, and he has taken the call, as well as the team, and he's doing it. So, Ken, any final thoughts or wishes? And I know a lot of people are writing in. Wow. Any final thoughts or anything that's coming in for the folks today, or any reason yeah.
My team's so funny. They're like, live long and prosper. So I'm sorry, there's some Star Trek thing right there from those people. Remember, they're just being hilarious. Listen, guys, I know every one of you show up to the U.S. Revolution because you're ready for shift and change from the hundreds or thousands of guests that you've had on over the years, right? You're ready. You're absolutely ready. Just got to drop in and accept it. It's just that easy. So no big message today. Just live long and prosper, apparently.
Drop in and accept it, guys.
Yeah.
It's kind of easy, right? It's kind of almost effortless. And that's like the thing that's the thing that almost blindsides you on the other side of the spiritual journey, is like, you think you got to do all this stuff and become all this stuff. And then you're like, no, you just have to allow.
Just got to show up. The team is not about process, right? They are the lightning bolt to shift you rapidly, almost instantly, into a new reality. They're doing the work for you. And I kind of like that.
I love it. Yeah. Well, trust and move forward if you feel called. We even have payment plans for folks who want to get in and maybe do the payments in installments, start opening the doorways. It's at uwealthrevolution.com/Ken30. It is the Weekend of Miracles. This is coming up. And it's not just going to be a weekend of miracles. It's going to be a weekend of miracles upon miracles upon miracles. Because once you have it, you can listen again and again and have multiple weekends and accelerations and levels. So, Ken, thank you for doing this, man. The veil is thin. We're buzzing. I feel kind of loopy. There's times I'm speaking and I'm like, man, what am I saying? We're feeling a lot of love today. So
we're both the same right now.
I know. Well, we love all you guys and girls so much here. We thank you for helping us do this. And don't give up. This is not about working harder. It's about transformation, and that can absolutely come in a very effortless fashion. It's not about learning more. I don't think you're going to learn anything in the Weekend of Miracles. Don't get me wrong.
Nope.
Ken's not going to teach you, but you're going to remember and you're going to embody, which is the way that you never lose it. You ever try to like remember a bunch of stuff? You're like, okay, I know about the, I mean, I know I took the bar, right? I had to learn more stuff and have it available in my mind in 3 days than I ever thought any human could do. But now it's not about remembering or data or things that you're trying to memorize. All you have to do is sit back and remember. All you have to do is sit back and get out of the way.
That's it.
That's it. And that's where we're at. So check it out, everyone. UAltRevolution.com/Ken30. Ken, this is awesome, man. I can't wait. Big announcement. You rock. Thank you for doing this for us.
Thank you for inviting me. And guys, thanks for showing up for me. I mean, this gives me so much pleasure to be doing this. Thank you.
Man, we absolutely get the pleasure. Feel great, man. I came into the call and I was feeling like just a lot of like discordant energy coming in. And now it's like, wow, just cleared the whole house, the whole space. And we're not even into the weekend. So everyone check it out. Thank you, everyone. Send your messages of love to Ken. And we got like 20 messages just popped in. So I'll take a moment and look at them after the call. But we love all of you. Thank you for being here. And I'm going to keep Cheryl and Diane on because I know a lot of people are going deeper. And Ken, we'll see you in the Weekend of Miracles, buddy. It's going to be great.
Bye-bye, everyone. See you soon.
All right. We'll see you then. Join up and we'll be in there. Take care, everyone. Your miracle can start now. We'll see you soon. Thank you, everyone.